This is the plaintiff, Judy Ann Greaves. She says she foolishly signed her son up with the defendant's commercial management company because the guy is running a scam. The defendant breached their agreement by not providing a competent photographer to take headshots of her son and is refusing to refund her money. Well, she's here to stop the guy in his tracks before he takes someone else's money. So she's suing the scammer for $1,338, the amount she is owed. This is the defendant, David. He says the plaintiff signed a contract with his management company and then contacted him 2 months later because she was very upset. The woman who was handling her son became pregnant and she wanted to cancel their contract. When he told her it was way beyond the 3-day grace period, she said she now wanted to cancel because the photographer wasn't available on Sundays. Huh? Bottom line, he owes this woman nothing and feels the judge will agree. He's accused of not getting the picture.
All parties, please raise your right hands. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Judy Ann Greaves, you're suing David. You're suing David's company. You don't want us to mention the company or your last name, correct?
That's
so we'll
correct.
just call you David. For $1,338 that you say he owes you for a return of a management fee plus interest on a contract that you entered into 4 years ago that you say he breached. Tell me what happened.
Okay, my son makes the cutest faces. At the time, he wasn't even a year yet. The company, I guess they saw his picture on another website that I had posted on. They sent me a letter. I responded to the letter.
Wait, what website had you posted your 1-year-old child's picture?
Cutekids.com.
Okay.
So then,
I need to see the picture. I got to see how cute it is. I got to see if this is just mother's love that, you know.
No, here you go. Here you go. Here's
All right.
pictures.
If he's objectively like making great faces.
No, cute faces, cute faces.
That is a very happy face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
He is beautiful. All right. So you decide to what?
So they sent me a letter in the mail. I responded to the letter. I took my son down there. I met with a guy named Don, and Don told me about, the kids only make what is it? It's like $250,000 a year. So the management companies have to, charge a fee so that they stay in business. And he told me about the photographer.
Wait, slow your roll. I guess John's filling your head with all kinds of stuff. I'm sorry. That your child is going to make $250,000 by smiling?
No, not my child. Children in general, like all the children in the modeling industry, they make about that all combined.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you went there to what? To have them manage it?
To be
the manager of this child or all your children?
Well, they said they could do it for both of the children. As you can see, I have a handsome son.
Yeah, he's adorable.
That's the 6-year-old now.
So they charge you $680 and you fill out this contract, correct?
Correct, I did.
Okay. And then they're going to manage your kids. All right. And what happens?
I give them the money on a Visa card.
Okay.
And
you sign up when?
I sign up sometime in November, I think around Thanksgiving.
November what?
15th.
15th. All right. And then what happens?
I had to wait for a file number. So once I got the file number in the mail, I was able to take pictures.
Okay. And pictures is kind of the first step because that's how they
market my child.
Market your child. Okay.
Right. So then here we go. The days that Don told me that the photographer would be available were Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Okay, is that in your contract?
No,
it just says that you got to.
It just says that I have to do pictures.
Okay.
Right. So then, in December, my first picture appointment was canceled by them.
What day was your first picture appointment?
I believe like either December 15th, because a lady called me and canceled and told me that the photographer wouldn't be available, that the photographer now has new days, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I told her that wouldn't work for me.
According to you, there's a December 15th, which is a Sunday appointment, correct? Mm-hmm. And someone calls you when to cancel?
They call me during the week. So then I said, okay, I'm gonna try to reschedule for Thursday.
Okay.
And I told her, I said, okay. Thursday came, and I told her I can't make it. Thursday's
Why?
not a good day.
Yeah, but
because
why?
I'm a care provider. You know,
Okay.
that's what I do to make my money.
Take care of who?
I take care of elderly people.
Okay. But they're still elderly on Sunday. What days do you work?
Huh?
What
At that
days-
time I was working Sunday through Thursday.
Okay. So go on.
So I told her it wouldn't work. So then I said, okay, I'm gonna try to reschedule again.
Okay.
And I said, is there any way that I could call the photographer to try to make him come on a Sunday? Because these days are not working for me.
Okay.
So I had the photographer number, and I called the photographer many times.
Do you have phone records?
No, that's 2007.
Well, today's the first time I've known about it.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
So then I called Don and tell Don, this is not working. I can't get in there to get photos. Those days are not good for me. I wish you would have told me that the days are subject to change or it's at the photographer's discretion, because I would have never gave you my money. So then I told him I want my money back.
Okay. What you're suggesting is that an integral part of your contract was that you could have photos taken on a Sunday.
Yes.
Is that in your contract?
No.
Okay, go on.
Right? So then I said to Don, I want my money back. Don said, I'm not giving you your money back. You signed a contract. It's not 3 days. So then I wrote the Attorney General's office. And
Let me see the letter you sent the Attorney General, and let me stop you right there. Who's Don?
Don is my associate.
Okay. So why are you here, and why is Don not here? If
I'm
he's
the,
the
owner,
one?
I'm the owner of the company.
Right, but who's the one doing all the talking with her?
Well, I did most of it. As you'll see, he only had early conversations with her, and then
Okay.
I dealt with everything after that.
Okay. So what happened?
On November 15th, 2007, she signed a 3-year contract. It has a 3-day cancellation clause, which I think protects both sides, because it protects her for 3 days. She can get her money back. It protects us after 3 days, that people can't come to us a month or 6 months later. When she called Don, her initial response to why she wanted to cancel was because the person who was going to help her through this got pregnant and couldn't help her
Your
anymore.
employee or someone
No,
of
no,
her, a friend
no.
of hers who was going to help her?
A friend of hers that was going to help her. She called and said that person got pregnant and was no longer
Who
able.
got pregnant?
nobody. That's why I'm like, who
Okay,
got
well,
pregnant?
I have no idea, but that's
Okay.
what the
That's
statement
why
was.
Don would come in handy now, wouldn't he? To make
Well,
sure John's not thinking of a different case.
I have his handwritten
Why isn't
notes.
John here?
Because he's out of state.
Okay.
I have his handwritten notes from that particular conversation.
Let me see.
That
That
contemporaneous.
he hand wrote
Contemporaneously wrote.
or that he wrote for court?
No, he wrote it that day at that
Okay.
time.
Okay, because according to you folks, when she calls to cancel, it's a different reason. It has nothing to do with the photographer.
Here it is right here.
Okay, let me see.
And that was written on that particular day, that exact day.
Who did you
Client
get pregnant?
hold on a second. Client service memo. Single mom wants to cancel. No time to do this. The person who was going to help her got pregnant. No help. Too hard. I explained 3-day cancellation clause. Mom read it back to me. Still wants money back. Going to take us to small claims court. So then what happens?
Well, after that conversation, Don told me that. And I, as the owner of the company, called her to try to resolve the
No,
matter.
you didn't.
Okay.
I
hold
called
on a
you.
minute.
Ma'am, you got to hold on. Don is your employee?
Yes,
Or-
he is.
Okay, go on.
Yes, he is. And so that later, same day, I explained to her that there was a 3-day cancellation clause, that the photographer for the month of December, which this happened in December, he was not working on Sundays because it was because of the holidays. Christmas fell on a Tuesday that year, so he didn't want to work on a Sunday. I called her back on January 7th of 2008, and I explained that he is back doing Sundays now, and he would be willing to see her on a Sunday. And she actually said that he wasn't seeing, she disputed that, said he wasn't, and that she called me a liar and said that she wasn't going to go get the pictures taken.
Okay.
So I have to, and then on December 29th of that same year, I again explained to her, I talked to her and said that you can still go now. We'll schedule an appointment. He'll see
So
you.
a year later?
It was a year later. And she said she refused to go for pictures now because she just wanted to cancel. And again, I reiterated the 3
Maybe he
days.
stopped making cute faces? Okay.
Oh,
When
no.
I don't understand. When he's calling you up and he's saying, look, the guy will see you on Sundays, why didn't that just resolve it and then you just go now on Sunday in January?
Because the guy wasn't seeing me on
No,
Sunday.
but I mean, the owner of the company's calling you and he's telling you, I'll make it happen. So let's pick a Sunday. And you're like, no, you're a liar. Why?
At the time, I was just through with them because how could you represent my son and get him work when y'all can't even get y'all photographer straight?
I don't understand what you're saying. You're acting as though the photographer was working 1 day a month and that's unreasonable. The photographer was just refusing to work on a Sunday during the holidays. Why is that so unreasonable?
No, it wasn't during the holidays because when I contacted...
Okay, but in January, the owner calls you up. You don't dispute that he called you and said, let's work this out.
He didn't call me. I called him.
Okay, fine. You don't dispute that in January, which is a few weeks after the canceled appointment. Oh, by the way, you have an affidavit from the photographer, right?
Good.
Now just hand it to my bailiff.
Yes.
Thanks, guy.
It's not an affidavit, it's an email. To whom
Yes.
it may concern, my name is Steven Schlesinger, and I am a professional photographer. I have been contacted by the company for the last 10 years to photograph their client. As an independent photographer, I schedule my own appointments. I agreed to 2 appointments with Ms. Greaves to photograph her 2 sons, Tyler and Tyrell, in December of 2007. On both occasions, she canceled. I was not scheduling any appointments on Sundays till after the holidays from January 2nd forward, and she never called to make another appointment. So if you're talking to them in January and he's telling you, okay, we'll make it work, at that point you just don't want to do it anymore?
No, at that point, they were telling...
Did you end up hiring another company?
No, I did not end up hiring another company. I got disgusted with them. I went to 3 auditions on my own, but he didn't get the commercial.
Okay.
Because they were looking for a thinner child, not a chunky child. Yeah.
He was a year old. It's like, what would be more delicious than a chunky child?
Well, they weren't looking for a chunky child because he made his face, he did like that.
Welcome back to the People's Court, Harvey, 11 years. So, who has kids? Okay. Youngest kid is how old?
12 years old.
Is he here?
Yes, right behind me.
Okay. Cute kid.
Yeah.
Would you ever make this kid a model?
If he wanted to, yes, definitely.
What do you think the risks are of making a kid a model?
Maybe a distraction from school, feeling like they...
Anybody have an opinion here about the risks?
Exploitation, taking advantage of them.
That's true. Now let's talk about the kid. I run this other little website, and I've seen a lot of kids get screwed up who do this stuff. Any danger here in making a kid a model?
Drugs.
Oh, that's such an easy one, going inside the courtroom.
You guys have a contract. Your contract says nothing about Sundays, but let's go with your theory, which is that somebody told you, don't worry, this is a schedule. Okay? Even if the guy gave you a hard time about Sunday photographs, these are things that get worked out. They're not like, changed my mind about this whole thing. It isn't working out. I want my money back. So your photographer wouldn't photograph my kid on 2 Sundays in December, so you breach. That is not for them to have breached the contract. It has to be a material breach of the contract. That means that they are not advertising your son. They are not marketing your son. They are not. This was like a precursor to marketing your son, was get it together and get the pictures done. I understand if the pictures are too hard to do on a day other than Sunday, that's fine. So they didn't get done December 15th or the other Sunday in December.
There was no
Stop talking.
Okay.
And in January, you're having discussions with the owner who's telling you, let's work it out. You're right, he wasn't doing it on Sundays. We'll just work it out. We'll just take care of it now. And you're like, no, you breached, give me my money back. And it's not happening. But are you, just out of curiosity, are you still willing to provide the service?
Yes.
Okay, well, there you go, because I can't order him to give you your money back.
Why not?
Because I can't. Because this isn't a material, assuming the truth of what you're saying, which the photographer says you're lying, assuming the truth of what you're saying, it wouldn't be a material breach. Just get it done. Just get the pictures done on all the other Sundays in the world between 2008 and now. But I know you need the money, but that's not a reason for me to turn around and give you the money. This is a contract. And just like I have to hold his feet to the contract, I have to hold yours. That's my judgment. Verdict for the defendant.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, there comes the plaintiff. Let's find out.
The judge sucks. Sorry. That wasn't nice. He breached the contract. I didn't get pictures, so it's okay, though.
All right. So he did say he was willing to provide the services still to you. What do you think of that?
He just said that because he's on camera. It's
You
not
think?
the truth, yes.
Well, why don't you try him out and see what happens? How about the cute boy? Is he still in the business of trying to get commercials and all that stuff?
Yes, I tried to audition on my own. Yes, I do.
With him?
Yes.
Right? So how about you taking advantage of his offer? What do you got to lose?
I'll see. I'll think about it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. There you go. All right, step on in here and tell me what's ever happened to you before?
Never. Never been sued before.
How'd you like it?
I thought it was pretty interesting. Yes, I like the outcome, of course, but we honor the 3-day cancellation both ways. If it's before 3 days, we have to give all the money back. If it's after 3 days, we don't.
She said you just said you're willing to provide these services still just because the judge was asking.
No,
you.
I'm
True?
willing to. Yes, if she wants to call, schedule an appointment, get her child. Now he's 6 years old. He's not a little cute baby anymore. He's a bigger boy, but we're still willing to work with him. We work with children up to 16 years old, and we'd be willing to work with her for 3 more years.
All right. Take it, Harvey.
Okay, the judge talked about a material breach. What it means is that has to go to the essence of a contract. This was a kind of a minor breach. This was not material, and it doesn't give you the right to get out. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.